It's Yaya. Up with the sun again. Up with the sun again. Y'all know how I do. Trying to get it done before the boys wake up. So if I look a little tired again, it's because I am. I just went to bed at 2:15. So excuse me, and it is now 6:57. So that being said, if I look or sound a little tired, I'm sipping on my tea again. Excuse me. My day begins early. So today is Woman Wednesday yet again. I hope y'all are planning to have a very productive and lovely Wednesday. And today I want to talk to you ladies about self-love. And I just wanted to share my journey to self-love and how it really changed my life. Oh, that's so good. Hold on. So it really changed what I attracted, what was around me, the type of men, the type of people, the type of situations I attracted, and just share that with you ladies, and hopefully it enlightens and empowers and moves you to a deeper level of self-love. But first, I really want to talk about what self-love is not, because you get a lot of this whole internet thing has people going nuts, and you get a lot of misconceptions and egotistical definitions of what self-love is. And a lot of it is just ego, really. A lot of it is just, I love my ego going on. I know I had this attitude before I really realized what it was to love myself. I had this attitude like, and I would say it all the time, oh, I love myself and I love how I am and I'm going to be me, and, you know, this is how I am and I'm not changing it, and if you don't like it, too bad, and that's not self-love. If you've been thinking that is self-love, I'm here to tell you, it's not. I was getting the worst results. My whole attitude was, it's my life, it's my way, I'm going to do it how I want to do it. And nobody can tell me any differently. You can't judge me. You can't tell me how to live my life, and who are you to judge, and, you know, just all the things that we are taught to say in this society. I'm going to do what I want to do, how I want to do it, and nobody's going to tell me any differently. And that is not self-love. Like, you have a bad attitude. It's not self-love. And I had the worst attitude, okay? So I know it's loving your ego, and your ego does not love you. It is a part of you, and, you know, it's a part of you that needs to be disciplined, that needs to be kept in check. It's a part that's necessary at times, but it is a part of you, and it does not love you. Your ego wants to play the victim. It wants to put itself up on this high horse of, I am who I am and I'm going to be who I'm going to be. And that's just that. Your ego can't take correction. And it gets defensive. And those things are not self-love, not loving yourself. And in order to attract love, in order to love other people, even your children, in order to love them wholly and fully, you have to love yourself first. They say it all the time, you can't love nobody if you don't love yourself, and it's the truth. But what we consider love is accepting less from ourselves. So we consider it love when we accept mediocre performance from those around us. We think that that's love, because that's the love that we are showing ourselves, is, oh, I'm just going to take you as you are. I'm not going to let anybody correct you. I'm not going to let anybody tell you that you're wrong. That is not love. We allow our children, especially our little boys, to, half-ass it, pretty much. Because we say, I love you, and I love your flaws, and I love this, and and that is not love. And yes, love yourself through your flaws, but also love yourself enough to work on correcting yourself, work on being the best you that you can be. And that's love. That's real self-love. Is working on being the absolute best of yourself that you can be. And some other things that self-love are not, that I thought were self-love, was pampering and spoiling yourself. And not to say that you shouldn't, but that is not the measure of the love that you have for yourself. That should not be the measure of the love that you have for yourself. And I wrote all this down, y'all, at 2 o'clock in the morning. This is why I was up at 2. Defending your flaws, being too defensive. If a person takes the time out of their day to tell you something that they see that you can improve upon, it's because they love you. And, it's because they care about you, I'll say. So take that time to improve. If you go to work and you want to keep your job and your boss tells you something that you need to improve upon, you're going to improve it. If you want to get better results, and if you love yourself, you want the best for yourself. If you want to get better results, correct yourself. And, we want to change the world. We want to change people. We want to change all these things. But the easiest thing to change, to make the world around you change, is yourself. You can't change anything else. So it's futile to try. However, moving on, another thing that we feel is love, and it is not. Let me sip my tea. Being loyal to toxic situations. Being loyal to toxic situations is not love. If you are not loyal to yourself, you are not loyal to anyone else. You are laying down and being a victim. You are having a story to tell. That is the life goal of the ego, is to always have a story to tell. Being loyal to a bad situation is not it, ladies. You cannot say you love yourself and you letting this man mess over you constantly. You cannot say that you love yourself and, you are letting friends walk over you constantly. Whoever it is, whatever it is, be willing to let it go for the best and for the betterment of yourself. And it's not being selfish, and it's not being, what's the opposite of loyal? I don't know. It's not being a snake or anything like that. It is loving yourself to take yourself out of a bad situation. Pretty much, and that cannot be said enough. That cannot be stressed enough, because I've been through it. I have seen women go through it my whole life. I've seen friends go through it. I still see women going through it today. Women will always go through it. Being loyal, or what you consider loyal, you have to be loyal to yourself first. Being loyal to yourself means I'm not about to let you mess over me. I have to be loyal to me. So, turning off your feelings. That's a big one. I went through years of, I wouldn't laugh, I wouldn't cry. It was just like a box of emotions that was closed up, like a safe. Turning off your feelings is not self-love. You are meant to be an emotional creature. That's not a bad thing. You are meant to be intuitive and receptive and soft. You're meant for that. Now, having emotions that are out of control, that's a problem. But turning off your feelings and controlling your emotions is two totally different things. Stopping yourself from feeling in the hope that you will protect yourself from being hurt, it's not self-love. And what happens is eventually that turns in on you. Holding all those feelings and just sucking it up and swallowing it down. Our wombs are carriers. They're storage spaces. And your stomach, actually, you digest your emotions the same way you digest your food. And you can look this up. You can look into it if you want. There's so many things, that health issues that come from us holding in emotions or not processing those emotions correctly, or holding on to situations, holding on to grudges, holding on to baggage, holding on to old things that have happened. And there are some terrible things that have happened to us as women, but we cannot hold on to them. And those things, that's why you see such a high level of ovarian cancer, uterine cancer, reproductive cancers and stomach cancers and things like that, ulcers in your stomach and tumors in your stomach. You're holding those things inside of you. And releasing them will release a whole lot of disease from our community. It will release a whole lot of baggage, and a lot of what we go through starts within. All of what we go through starts within, really, but cleansing from that and letting those things go. Say hi to Mr. Biko this morning. But letting those things go, will heal you in a way that you will be astounded by, really. We take for granted that our emotional state affects our health. All disease can be linked to stress. All disease. So when you are at ease in your body, and you're at ease in your mind, and you're at ease in your spirit, and you're working towards becoming at ease, you are actually healing your physical body as well. You want to be healthy in your body. And self-love is wanting to be healthy, wanting to be the best you that you can be. That means physically, mentally, spiritually. However, you have to start with clearing out your mind, clearing out all those old regrets, grudges, lies, unforgiveness, all that old stuff. You have to clear it out. So you can either embrace those results or you can fix the situation. And I learned how to fix the situation, and it wasn't a difficult thing to learn. It was a process. It was a very challenging process to really evaluate myself and say, what am I holding on to? Who am I not forgiving? What have I done that I haven't forgiven myself for? So that was the challenging part. But it was worth it. It was very much worth it. Talking about people is like a big red flag that you do not love yourself. Because if you love yourself, you are too busy worried about you. You are too busy worried about, how am I going to become a wonderful, great woman, wife, mother, whatever. Even if you don't want to attract a man, if you have a man already and he's unhappy, in the home, or your house is in turmoil, it starts with you. So if you worried about fixing all that, you don't have time to be gossiping about nobody. Don't worry about what they doing with their life. Don't worry about why her hair look like that. Don't worry about why she got them shoes on. Don't worry about why she's sleeping with him, or why whatever somebody else is doing. Don't worry about that. It's not your business. Now we can talk about cultivating a deeper level of self-love. And first, another thing I forgot to mention that goes on the list of things that are not self-love, is this new sexual liberation thing. Um, they're calling it the divine feminine movement. The divine feminine is something totally different. It has nothing to do with you being okay with sleeping around and no strings attached sex and things like that. That's not divine, nor is it feminine. So being sexually liberated, I'll say being sexually promiscuous is not self-love. If you want to be liberated with your husband, go for it, girl. But being liberated with all these other dudes, that's not self-love, because you're taking all of their energies into you. You holding on to all of their energies. Whether you use a condom, whether you cleanse, use yoni eggs, whatever, you holding on to all that energy. And you're continuing a cycle of abandonment is what you're doing. Your ego is addicted to being abandoned. So you give yourself and you let him leave. You give yourself and you let him leave. Or you give yourself and he does leave, because you're now addicted to being abandoned. And that's the ego's drugs, is victimhood. So that's another thing. That's the last thing, y'all. All right. Now into cultivating a deeper level of self-love. The first thing that you have to do, because you come into the realization of what is not self-love. You see all these things that you may have been doing. You see, things that you didn't know, things that you grew up and were taught or were told, or that you saw other women doing, and you just followed suit. You have to forgive yourself. Before you forgive anybody else, you have to forgive your regrets. You have to forgive your past. You have to forgive yourself for what you didn't know and for what you did know. You have to forgive yourself for ignoring the red flags in that bad relationship. You have to forgive yourself for, having a baby out of wedlock. You have to forgive yourself for quitting school. You have to forgive yourself for all the things that you feel in the ways that you feel that you've let yourself down. Forgive yourself. And that's the very first step in cultivating a deeper level of love for yourself, for those around you. When you can forgive yourself, it's easier for you to forgive other people. It's easier for you to be compassionate towards their flaws and, help them to gently move through the process of improving themselves when you can do that for yourself. So forgive yourself, lady. Another thing is to be gentle and kind and loving with yourself. We all have a little girl inside of us that wants to be loved. And when children don't get what they want, they act out. And that little girl may have been acting out for you for quite some time now. And you have to be gentle with her. You have to be loving and compassionate and kind. And a lot of us, that little girl never knew love because, dad wasn't around. Mom may have been working or doing her own thing. So you searched for that foundational love throughout life and couldn't find it. So that little girl is running rampant. Be gentle. Allow her to feel. Allow her to cry. Allow yourself to cleanse of all those, tough situations that we go through. Learn to love correction. Learn to love criticism, even if it's coming from a hater, because they always going to be there. Learn to love them, because what they are doing without even realizing it is helping you to be better. So they just giving themselves another reason to hate. So learn to love it. Learn to love any indication of, oh, I can improve. And that's what you see it as. Don't see it as criticism. Don't see it as hatred. Don't see it as, oh, they just don't like me or whatever. Really take into account what people are saying. Don't, take it to heart. Don't take it personal. Don't take it and say, oh, I gotta do this because they said I have to do it. No, but really consider at least what people are saying to you. And use it as a jumping board. Use it as another level. Say, I'm leveling up. That's what it is. Self-love is always looking for ways to be better, ways to make your life more comfortable. At some point, you have to say, I've been doing it my way for quite some time now, and it ain't feeling good. Look around and see how your life is looking. Is it really how you want it to be? Are you getting the results that you want? And if not, it's time to start changing some things. It's time to start improving some things and making yourself better to make your life better. So understand that self-love is always looking for a way to correct yourself and to improve yourself. If somebody tell you you have a bad attitude, analyze your attitude. If someone tells you you curse too much, analyze your speech. Analyze the things that you say, and really take the time to correct yourself. It's worth it. You don't want to be, 75 years old, still cussing people out, sitting lonely in your house by yourself, all your kids gone. That's not what you want. So take that time to correct yourself and learn to love being corrected. We hear a lot about cleansing and detoxing and the whole movement that's going on right now, but it's a good thing. Is to cleanse yourself spiritually, to cleanse yourself mentally, physically, emotionally. And to do that, you need to get quiet. Sometimes you need to sit and meditate. You need to get alone. I know a lot of us do not want to be alone, especially single ladies. When I was single, I felt like I always had to have somebody because that was validation almost. And I'm not ashamed to say it now. Back then, I probably felt like, oh, I don't need a man to make me feel validated. But not being able to be alone, yeah, that's a sure sign. And the reason that I didn't want to be alone was I didn't want to think. I didn't want to think about all my regrets. I didn't want to think about all the things that I have been through. I didn't want to think about that stuff. But I had to. And that's the beginning of cleansing your spirit, cleansing your soul, cleansing your mind, cleansing your heart, is really thinking about where you've been, where you are, and where you're going. And you have to get quiet. You have to have some you time. Not me time, I'm going out to the club, or me time, I'm taking myself to dinner, or I'm going to the nail shop. But quiet, reflective, meditative time. So work on cleansing. First, work on cleansing your mind, and then work on cleansing your body. Do a juice fast. If you can't do a juice fast, I can't do a juice fast right now. I'm pregnant. But, well, I might be able to do a juice fast, but I'm not going to do a juice fast right now. But do a fast, do a cleanse, do a detox, and cleanse your body. And you will feel light. You'll feel focused and refreshed. You'll feel energized. We all walk around feeling tired all day long. You'll have another level of energy. Do a cleanse. Cleanse your whole inside. Cleanse your whole outside. When you bathe, do a spiritual bath. Cleanse yourself with sea salt. Exfoliate. Take off all those dead layers of skin. Clean your closet. Clean your house. Clean out all those old clothes with all those old vibes and all that oldness. Clean out your picture boxes, throw all them old mementos and old boyfriend pictures and old relationship cards and love letters, and clean out your text messages, clean out your picture messages, clean out your photo albums, clean your life up. Give yourself a new start. Clean it. Delete the old text. Delete. If you do not, if what I said about toxic situations, don't go back to it. Don't keep reading the text messages. Yeah, he might have said that and it was cute back then, but now he done showed you who he is. So clean it out and let that be that. When you take your trash out, you don't bring your trash back inside. When you take your trash out, you let the trash man take it. So there you go. So, forgive people for things that they've done to you. Don't hate him. Don't hate them. Don't hate your past. Don't hate your parents. Don't hate none of that. Just cleanse yourself of all those old feelings and walk forward renewed. Getting in touch and in tune with your nature, with your femininity. And y'all know I do the videos on femininity. And I will do an in-depth series. That's what I'm working on now, an in-depth series on embracing my baby up. On embracing your femininity and embracing yourself as a woman. Good morning. Y'all say hi, Zay. Yeah. On embracing your femininity and embracing yourself. Bless you, baby. As a woman. And that'll be available in the next coming months after the baby comes. But you have to get back in touch with who you are and your nature, who you naturally were created to be. There's so many things that this society has taken from us as women and given us this idea of power and this idea of achievement when really we are going backwards. And it's very important for us to get back in touch with that. So love yourself. Get in touch with, it's feminine to have curves. It's feminine to have softness about your body. Be in shape and get fit and stuff like that. But be comfortable in the skin that you're in. That's a frog?
No, that's a dog.
Okay. It's feminine to nurture. And you have to start with nurturing yourself. Get rid of that I'm damaged goods mentality. A lot of us were raised to feel like once we lost our virginity, we were worthless, pretty much. And, whether it was the church or your mama or whoever, however, it was ingrained in us almost. So you have to get through that mentality of I'm damaged and understand that you are not broken. You are whole. You are wonderful. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You may have made some mistakes, and don't deny those mistakes, but embrace them for what they were. Embrace the lessons that they taught you, and let that be building blocks to move forward. A lot of us have stopped feeling happy and laughing and stuff because we don't want that laugh to end. Allow emotions to flow as they're meant to flow. Just allow yourself to feel great about life. If you're mad, be mad. Don't sin. Don't go and, blow something up. Don't lash out and cuss and holler and scream. But allow yourself to feel those emotions and use them for your benefit. Nothing is wrong with feeling emotion. Allow yourself to love and be loved. And a lot of us have tried to turn our love off. So allow yourself to love. Here you go, baby. treat yourself, how you would have others treat you. A lot of times we say, you know, treat other people how you want to be treated and treat other people how you, but we don't even treat ourselves how we treat other people. We treat other people better than we treat ourselves. We treat our children and our husbands better than we treat ourselves. And I know I am guilty of it, because just last night I went in Marshall's and found them some of the cutest little stuff. It was on sale. Had a basket full of stuff. I get to the women's department and I pick up a $5 dress. They had this cute little sweater dress on sale for $5. And would y'all believe I had to sit in Marshall's and have a pep talk with myself to buy that dress. And, you know, I can't say I want my husband to treat me to things. Yes, that's a star, baby. I want my husband to treat me to things, or I want him to do this for me, and I'm not doing it for myself. I can't, you know, continue to do for everybody else and not do for myself. It's so very important to treat yourself well as you treat everyone else. That's how well you treat yourself. Don't be so serious. I know I can come off as very serious, but I am like laughing all the time. I'm always laughing. I'm silly. I'm goofy. But when it's time to be serious, I'm serious, and that's just how I am. I'm very emotional, but my emotions are in check. I feel fully, and the little girl inside me gets to play. I go outside and run in the yard with my boys. I go outside. Child, girl, I went laid in the grass one of them days. I put them down for a nap, and I just felt the need to go outside. Okay. I just felt the need to go outside and lay in the grass, so I did. So allow the child in you to play. You don't always have to be, I'm a grown woman and all that. Be a little girl sometimes. You need to nurture and love and care for that which is within you. And the last thing that I really have to say, which will cultivate a level of self-love within you, which will help you be able to forgive and cleanse and move forward, is to appreciate and forgive your past. All of us have a past. All of us have a past, okay? I done been some places and I done seen some things. And, you know, it is what it is. But appreciate it for what it is. Appreciate it for what it taught you. Appreciate it for what it gave you. And forgive. Forgive the people, the places, the things, yourself. Forgive. Appreciate and forgive your past. Take the lessons and leave the mess. Like I always say, eat the meat and spit out the bones. You know, you can't walk around holding that forever. And if you do, don't be surprised when cancer pop up. Don't be surprised when tumors and ulcers and strokes, heart attacks. Don't be surprised when those kind of things pop up when you've been holding on to all these things. Your body can only take so much. So be aware. Be aware of how you're caring for your body, of how you're caring for your body, of how you're loving your body, of how you're loving yourself. Be aware of the toll that these things take on you. And don't say, you know, this is how I've been and this is how I'm going to stay. Well, you can say that, but if you really want to have a good life, be correct, be able to manifest the goodness, the things that you really want in life, it's time. It's time to love yourself and care for yourself and be the woman that God sent you here to be. He sent you here to be great. He sent you here to be prosperous. He sent you here to do well. And it's never too late. It's never too early, and it's never too late. So with that, I'm going to say peace to you all. Bless you, baby. Peace, peace, peace. I hope you have a wonderful and inspired Wednesday. Um, I hope this has been a blessing for you as it has been for me. I'm going to fix my baby's breakfast. So be great and be inspired.